Okay, good morning, guys. I'm back again. It's my second video today. You may have seen me wearing the same thing in another video. That's not much further ado, but that's because it's the second one right behind it. Either way as it goes, it is what it is. Charles Downey, and of course you watch the channel Go Hard or Go Home. All right. We got a lot of different content. And when I talk about my dating content, it's not to bash women. It's about guys looking at themselves and taking the necessary steps that they need to take to fulfill making a relationship for themselves and one that's going to be productive if they bring somebody into it so that they can, the guy, you as a man, got your jump pretty much straight. That's what I'm looking at. I don't do female bashing or none of that other stuff. They got their ways, but my channel is about going around their ways. Okay. Now, I decided to make this video. Um, I, you know, talking to guys over years and things like that, and knowing some women and dealing with them too. Um, I think this is a problem in the dating field. No matter, and I like to say it in my videos a lot: race, creed, color, values, where you come from. Because I've been all over the world. I've been in pretty much every country except for the communist ones. I don't think I've been to a communist country yet. I have, but it was on deployment, and that's something I can't talk about. So either way as it goes, um, guys, one of the main problems I think that has arisen in dating is that guys not aware of the economy, and now they're not bit what they are aware. Men are pretty much in general aware of the economy because we don't have any choice but to be. But you don't make this awareness a priority for your significant other. And that's what it comes down to what I'm talking about today. Okay? Because guys gotta start doing this. Okay. It's gonna take two of y'all to build an empire. If one of y'all is not already a king, okay, or a queen. Let me fire my black and mild, because you know what I gotta do. I'm gonna drift off a little bit into some fantasy type fairy tale things, just for reference. Because this is the way, especially in the Western world here in the United States where I grew up, that most women have grown up. Um, None of the fairy tales had a loser guy in it, guy. They all had a Prince Charming. Cinderella wanted to go to the ball so she could meet the prince. Snow White bit the poison apple and was asleep in the woods until the prince came. Rapunzel was waiting in the tower to let down her hair for prince. See, you really, somebody can't keep getting fed that story for a long time without actually starting to go into your brain. The problem is that most guys these days ain't the prince. Well, go hard or go home turns down it. What's the prince? 6 figures or better. What's the prince? 6 figures or better. That ain't everybody. It's the same way actually that it was in that story. The same way actually that it was in that story. Then we get tired of the head. It's the same exact way that it was in the story. One out of a bunch. But as a guys, this shouldn't be anything new to you. You've seen this since high school, but it was the same way for women. I mean, like the queen or that's one out of a bunch. The queen of the high level woman or whatever you want to call it. That's one out of a bunch. A whole bunch. Yeah, I wanna go quickly off and say something real quick with you guys because back in high school, you everybody understood this, and I say it in my videos a lot. Let me go ahead and say that because it's something I like to talk about in my videos over and over. The social circle or status quo, you learn that in school. You learned it through your years of high school. You learned it through, middle school. By the time you got out of middle school and high school, you knew you felt it. You fell into the status quo. So it's not that it doesn't change. Where you felt at before, just where you still at now. Unless you've done some things in your life to change that. Well, what does that have to do with the situation? Because I just told you what the prince is. Okay. Now on the female side, princess, that's still the same thing. 6 figures or better. Look good. No, it's not really the same thing. Why? Well, because go you can go to the fairy tales and they'll tell you that. That little girl that was down there, Cinderella, Rapunzel, Snow White, the prince had to find them. They didn't just show up on the radar. You see what I'm saying? They had to get found. They needed help, magical help, fairy godmothers and such. So see, the story did tell some truth in the end part of it, that it was going to be a shot in the dark if they got this guy. But the thing about go hard or go home is telling guys, you don't take that shot in the dark because you're not a woman. Okay, we know the fairy godmother ain't coming, the fairy godfather, whatever. We got a godfather, Kevin Samuels. If y'all ever stop by and check his show out, which is some of the reason I started doing some of these shows, because when I started seeing that, like these women, they're go on that guy's show, the Kevin Samuels show. Go on it and see what the women are asking for. The prince, 6 figures or better. That's what that is. Go hard or go home is about to accept that fact. So, like I said before, unless one of you guys are already royalty, and if you're not 6 figures, you're not royalty. It's just the truth of America. And really the whole world. You're not any kind of like that. So, well, is this a bad thing? No. Because two people can work together and build an empire. That's one of my points. That's my main point going into the points today. Because I go with my points, and then I go, that type of things. But let me go into the points. Okay, um, it's one of the main ones. It's actually I got it number three, but it rounds off the rest of the other two that I'm about to say now. Okay, now guys, in some of my other videos, especially my video where I said forget the friend zone, fuck the friend zone. I make some practical type things to guys. Okay, one of the practical things I said in that video is either that one or the second part of it was that low interest is always going to give you back low interest on return. Okay, I don't think any man can disagree with that, especially not one that's actually dealt with anything with making money or or that is serious about anything. You can a low interest rate on your car, you're gonna make a lower payment. The bank's gonna get back less money than what another bank would get that's charging higher. Everybody understands that. Okay, I'm making this point to go on to the first point of this right here. Okay, okay. Interest rates in society and inflation are against you as far as trying to live on one income. Okay, and it's not just against you; it's against her too. If she's by herself, it's harder because things just cost more. You're not going to stop that. I'm not going to stop that. So it will behoove the guys to stop telling women that, hey, when you get with me, especially if you ain't got, if you're not pulling six figures, you can't take no woman with you if she know how to work. If you let it be that way, y'all gonna wind up in the hole unless you just really good with taking the majority of that money. She don't get, y'all don't really do. Uh, that's the only way that's gonna work. If people really sit down and do math and stuff like that, you gonna get you a financial advisor or whatever. And I mean, if you're talking serious business about stuff, you ain't gonna understand that that's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work. If you're working, she's gonna need to be working too. She needs to be bringing in pretty much the same income you bringing in if y'all expect to have anything later on. That or bigger. Or she needs to be, I mean, like, interest and inflation are against you. Both. Both of you. Both of you. Especially as long as you're single. It's against her too, as a person. It's against women. If a woman remains single, and interest and inflation are going to be whooping that ass. You got to come somewhere and get a whole bunch of money. Or just getting by, which that goes into my second point. Yeah, you can survive on one income. You can survive, but you can't live. And there's a difference between those two. I want to talk about that real quick. See, surviving is this. Oh, we got food. We got food, and we don't run out of food until we about to get some more money. Uh, the bills are paid. But if we get a flat tire, we don't need a loan. That's surviving. There's a difference in this world. You either surviving or you making it. You are the man. You're gonna be the leader in this situation. If it's not gonna be a situation where y'all gonna be making it, she needs to understand y'all just gonna be getting by. You don't need to put it out there like she ain't gotta do nothing. You need to tell her if you don't do nothing, we just gonna be getting by. Ain't gonna be no vacations. If it do, it's gonna be small. Ain't gonna be nothing. That's, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's really being honest with yourself and then being honest with her when you're going into the whole thing. That number three is point number three. And I told you it's one of the main ones. It takes two to build an empire. It does. Okay, let's go back into the whole fantasy thing again. If you want to look at that, because a lot of people don't understand that you being influenced by a bunch of fantasy stories from when you was a kid. But think about this: there's a king and there's a queen, all right? And the queen is some type of advisor, or some type of she got her side of things that she does too. If you just look at the presidency in the United States, you got the president, you got the first lady, and you got that pretty much everywhere else. And the first lady does her thing too. But it's gonna take work from both of y'all if you ain't already the king. See, Rapunzel, Snow White, Cinderella, those type of stories, the dude already had everything. She just had to walk in there. This is not the case with the majority of men. It's not the case. It's not the case for me. So understand the economics. I would advise that you don't do that. Yeah, you ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta, no, if you do, gotta worry about shit. Y'all gonna get old one day. You can't work forever. Can't work forever. So you're gonna have to do something about that. And that's just the honest truth of that one. So here's the deal. I don't see the sense in this one being really, really long. I really just laid out some very, very, I think, compelling points. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready to get out of this one. I'm gonna ask that guys drop their opinion. Tell me what you think. Ladies, drop your opinion. Tell me what you think if you're watching this. But you gotta think about when you're gonna get old and all this stuff too. Those things are gonna matter. We're gonna go into detail with it in another video, but this is just more just to get it out there. But you can't save it. Money matters. And it's gonna take two of y'all to build an empire. If there's gonna be an empire. You know? And even if you build an empire by yourself, you're gonna need somebody who's gonna be good to help you run the empire. So you're still gonna need to be you're gonna be talking to this woman, telling her how serious this thing is. She's gonna be a serious type of person. And you're gonna have to be on top of this other stuff first. So you can make sure that she's on top of it. You're gonna have to know about it first because the leader has to know what's going on. Then you can find somebody that can follow the plan when you know what's going on. So look guys, that's pretty much it on that one. Drop your comments. Let me know what's going on. And go hard. Come with facts and stuff. Okay, this starts down and go hard and go home. I'm out.